I pretty much was able to do everything. I just wasn't in probably as much.
Just days before their critical Week 11 showdown, the Pittsburgh Steelers are in turmoil. Star left tackle Broderick Jones has unexpectedly missed practice, and the reason is raising serious concern. With the Bengals on the horizon and playoff hopes hanging by a thread, the Steelers are scrambling to find answers. Can they overcome this challenge, or is this the turning point of their season?
It's always something. Everybody just got to be on one accord. If that's us making giving him a firmer pocket, or him, just sitting in the pocket, or however it works. We just got to figure it out.
Jones had been a pivotal part of the Steelers' offensive line this season, contributing significantly in both the passing and running game. The absence from practice caught everyone off guard, especially after Jones played the entire Week 10 contest against the Los Angeles Chargers without showing signs of injury. The groin issue, which Jones described as basically the same injury he dealt with in training camp, raises concerns about his availability for the upcoming game. "It's basically the same thing I dealt with during training camp," Jones said in a statement. "We'll just have to see how it goes." The Steelers are in a difficult spot with the injury. Their offensive line has struggled with injuries all season, and now a potential setback with their left tackle could complicate their efforts to continue their strong push toward the playoffs. With the Bengals set to visit Acrisure Stadium in a game that could have major playoff implications, the Steelers are under increasing pressure to ensure that their starting lineup is intact. Jones's groin injury is not an isolated incident. The Steelers' offensive line has been plagued with injuries all season. Earlier this year, the team was forced to adjust to the absence of starting guard James Daniels, and they've had to shuffle players around to maintain any semblance of consistency. Despite these challenges, Jones's presence on the field has been a stabilizing force for the Steelers. As a first-round pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the expectation was always high for Jones to step in and play immediately. Since joining the team, he has consistently shown his value. His performance against the Chargers in Week 10 highlighted his ability to hold his own, even when the team needed him most. Broderick Jones, drafted 14th overall in the 2023 NFL Draft, came to Pittsburgh with high expectations after a standout career at Georgia. His reputation as a physical and agile offensive lineman preceded him, and the Steelers' front office was confident that he would make an immediate impact. In his rookie season, Jones has delivered on that promise, starting in every game and becoming an anchor on the left side of the line. His powerful blocking skills have helped stabilize a line that has struggled with consistency in recent years. He is known for his ability to set the edge in both the running game and pass protection, and his presence on the field has allowed the Steelers' offense to function more efficiently. In his first few months in the NFL, Jones showed significant promise. Despite the team's ups and downs, Jones managed to maintain a level of consistency that few rookies can match. His performance in Week 10 against the Chargers was a key example of his impact. The Steelers faced a tough matchup with Los Angeles, but Jones helped protect quarterback Kenny Pickett from the Chargers' pass rush, allowing him to find success in the passing game. While the Steelers still lost the game, Jones's performance was a bright spot in what was an otherwise difficult outing for the team. However, this groin injury casts doubt on his ability to continue playing at the same level. His absence from practice only adds to the concerns surrounding his health and whether he will be ready for the Bengals game. Given the stakes of the Week 11 matchup, the Steelers are feeling the pressure to have their best lineup available, and the uncertainty surrounding Jones has only intensified the situation. The timing of Jones's injury is also crucial. With the Bengals looming, the Steelers can ill afford to have one of their top offensive linemen sidelined. The Bengals, who have had their fair share of struggles this season, are still a formidable team, and a game against them could go either way. With the AFC playoff race becoming more competitive, every game counts, and the Steelers need all hands on deck to secure a win. Losing Jones could significantly hinder their ability to protect their quarterback and establish a running game. Jones's injury is also a reminder of the challenges the Steelers have faced with their offensive line in recent years. While the team has made significant strides to improve the unit, injuries have remained a persistent issue. Last season, the Steelers dealt with various injuries along the offensive line, which hampered their ability to protect their quarterbacks and establish a balanced attack. With Jones in the lineup, the team had hoped to avoid those same struggles, but his injury has once again highlighted the fragility of the offensive line. Despite these challenges, Jones has shown resilience in overcoming adversity. His ability to play through injuries and remain on the field when it matters most has been one of his most commendable qualities. After all, playing in the NFL requires toughness and mental fortitude, and Jones has proven that he has both. However, his injury raises an important question. How much can the Steelers rely on him moving forward if he continues to battle through physical setbacks? If Jones is unable to go against the Bengals, the Steelers will need to rely on their depth, which has been a concern for the team all season. The Steelers coaching staff is no stranger to dealing with injuries along the offensive line. Head coach Mike Tomlin has been known for his ability to adjust on the fly, and offensive line coach Pat Meyer has had to work with various combinations of players throughout the season. If Jones is unable to play, the coaching staff will likely have to make changes to the starting lineup, possibly moving other players around to compensate for his absence. The Steelers have several options to fill the gap, but none of them provide the same level of stability that Jones offers. With the Bengals game quickly approaching, the Steelers are left to hope that Jones can recover in time. If he is unable to go, the Steelers will have to rely on their next man up mentality, but it's clear that his absence will be a significant blow to their offensive line. The Steelers have a lot riding on this game, and Jones's injury could prove to be a deciding factor in the outcome. The uncertainty surrounding Jones's injury has cast a shadow over the Steelers' preparation for the Bengals game. With so much on the line, the team must find a way to adjust to the situation and ensure they are ready for the challenge. If Jones is able to return to full health, it will be a major relief for the Steelers. However, if his injury lingers, the Steelers will need to find a way to overcome the loss of their starting left tackle. The pressure is on the Steelers to recover and continue to fight for a playoff spot. With Broderick Jones's future for Week 11 uncertain, the stakes have never been higher. Something's happening in Pittsburgh, and Mike Tomlin just made it clear. After Aaron Rodgers' worst game of the season, everyone expected a benching or a breakdown. Instead, Tomlin dropped a statement that stunned fans, players, and the league. What he said about Rodgers left everyone asking, is this loyalty or denial?
We as an offensive collective were off today, and certainly he's a component of that. I'll let him speak for himself, but we certainly got to be better. Didn't feel like they did anything unanticipated, but certainly they outperformed us, particularly in possession down play.
Mike Tomlin declared that he has no long-term concerns about Aaron Rodgers' ability to play quarterback at a high level, despite the veteran's dismal showing against the Chargers. Sunday night was what it was, Tomlin said, but I have no long-term reservations about his ability to play the position and play the position at a high level for us. The statement represented a firm endorsement of Rodgers, following one of the worst performances of his 21-year career. Rodgers completed just 16 of 31 passes for 161 yards with a touchdown in garbage time and 2 interceptions in the 25-10 defeat at SoFi Stadium on November 9th. One interception smacked off the hands of wide receiver Calvin Austin III. Rodgers was also sacked for a safety when Khalil Mack forced a fumble that the quarterback recovered in his own end zone. The 50.6 passer rating marked the lowest of his first season with Pittsburgh. The performance raised questions about whether the NFL's oldest active player still possesses the physical tools to compete effectively. Rodgers missed a streaking DK Metcalf in the first quarter for what would have been a touchdown, overthrowing the 6'4" wide receiver by approximately 5 yards. His vaunted accuracy abandoned him throughout the night. More concerning was his lack of feel inside the pocket, a skill that has defined his career longevity. Rodgers stumbled trying to escape pressure from Mack in the first quarter, bobbled the ball, and fell on it in the end zone for a safety. I should have just thrown the ball at someone's feet there, Rodgers stated. After the game, the quarterback admitted he was just a little bit off following the performance. The safety gave Los Angeles a 2-0 lead and set the tone for Pittsburgh's offensive struggles throughout the contest. Tomlin credited the Chargers for getting the better of his offense, but rejected suggestions that the unit has become too predictable. The Steelers have finished with under 300 total yards for 3 straight weeks. Entering the Cincinnati game, Pittsburgh has not topped 300 yards in a game in going on a month. The offensive struggles have coincided with the team's recent slide in the standings. The head coach pointed to an inability to extend drives on third downs as the primary culprit. Pittsburgh has converted just 36% of its third downs on the season. The Steelers have converted only 21% over the last 3 weeks, managing just 7 of 33 third down attempts. Tomlin put the onus on his coaching staff to find ways to make opponents pay for double-teaming Metcalf, who has just 10 catches for 96 yards over the last 3 games. We haven't done a good enough job of putting others other than DK in position to win and win big, and they haven't won big enough, Tomlin stated. We've got to do a better job there. The Steelers declined to make a significant trade to upgrade the receiving core behind Metcalf. At the deadline, Pittsburgh opted instead to hold on to significant draft capital. The club did sign 2-time Super Bowl winner Marquez Valdes-Scantling to the practice squad last week. Tomlin did not rule out the possibility of Valdes-Scantling working his way onto the active roster when Cincinnati visits Acrisure Stadium. The Steelers need to create more big plays according to their head coach. Pittsburgh only has a handful of pass receptions that have gone for more than 40 yards this season. All but one of those plays came on receptions where most of the yardage came after the catch.
Guys, like you 0 for 9 or 10 on third down, you're not going to have enough snaps. Like, we've been over that discussion a lot.
In Week 10's Sunday night game, the Pittsburgh Steelers, led by Mike Tomlin, took a tough 25-10 loss to the Los Angeles Chargers. But what happened after the game shocked everyone even more. Coach Tomlin said something about rookie Ladd McConkey that no one expected. The offense struggled to convert, and the Chargers controlled both tempo and territory. Amid that backdrop of frustration and technical failure, Mike Tomlin's post-game comments took on heightened significance. In front of media, he singled out McConkey indirectly with these words. McConkey caught 4 passes. Certainly that last one was the biggest, but that wasn't the reason we lost this football game, he said. The remark ignited debate among fans who viewed it as a rare public critique of a young player. This shift from broad team accountability to direct individual mention gives the moment its weight. The question becomes, was Tomlin using McConkey's catch as a metaphorical fault line, or was he explicitly eyeing the rookie's role in this collapse? The defensive issues were clear and quantifiable. According to multiple post-game reports, the Steelers converted only 2 of 11 third down opportunities against the Chargers. Pittsburgh's offense mustered just 221 total yards and scored a lone touchdown with less than 3 minutes remaining, effectively garbage time. The defense, meanwhile, allowed multiple long completions and failed to halt momentum when it counted most. Directly enabled Chargers to force 12 missed tackles themselves and rack up yards after contact. That kind of breakdown in fundamental play undermines any attempt to rally. Tomlin addressed the issue bluntly. You're not going to win football games by not converting third down and losing the turnover battle, he said. We were certainly loose with the ball on several instances and didn't convert enough third downs. And so that's the end result. The coach's tone turned pointed. It's rare for Tomlin to attach such a direct statistical arc to a post-game evaluation. McConkey's target late in the fourth quarter became the focal point. On a 3rd and 6 with 11 minutes remaining, Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert delivered a precise strike to McConkey that kept the drive alive and extinguished any remaining hope for Pittsburgh. The Yardbarker account noted, that single perfectly timed throw to McConkey essentially sealed the contest. In the post-game press conference, Tomlin downplayed the significance of the play itself while acknowledging McConkey's role. That wasn't the reason we lost this football game, he emphasized. The apparent duality, acknowledging McConkey's impact but denying the loss hinged on it, struck fans as both unusual and provocative. Tomlin's decision to publicly reference McConkey, a rookie, transitions the narrative from collective failure to an individual underpinning. That kind of explicit mention in a high-stakes primetime game carries layers of meaning in a franchise culture that typically shields younger players. McConkey finished with 4 receptions, including the decisive one, yet Pittsburgh's multi-layered breakdown still rests at root on scheme, execution, and fundamentals. Quarterback Aaron Rodgers joined the Steelers on a 1-year deal worth $13.65 million in June 2025. On the Pat McAfee show, he said, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. That's why we just did a 1-year deal." The 41-year-old commented that the season would be his final one. Rodgers' performance against the Chargers did not match benchmark standards. He completed 16 of 31 passes for 161 yards, threw 2 interceptions, and posted a passer rating that ranks among the worst of his Steelers tenure. The context of retirement whispers only compounds the scrutiny. Beyond the numbers, the narrative around Rodgers' final season magnifies the weight of any collapse. With his career winding toward its end and the Steelers placing faith in him as a transitional leader, a night like this becomes more than a loss. It becomes a potential career-defining blemish. Pittsburgh walked away from Los Angeles with a 5-4 record, a position that no longer feels secure in the AFC North race. The Baltimore Ravens, sitting at 6-2, have cut deeply into what was once the Steelers' comfortable lead. Cincinnati may still trail, but the Bengals' offense is improving, and Cleveland remains a spoiler in divisional play.